Hello and welcome to Just One More Watch. Welcome to another price conscious roundup. $50 proving to be a very popular price point. If this is your one and only watch, you can get a really good timepiece for 50 US or the equivalent in your local currency. Or alternatively, if you're a watch collector, you can slip one or two of these watches into your collection without too much guilt. Now, I've already done a $50 roundup, but I looked at Amazon and I kept it very sensible. Today we're on eBay and we're going a little bit crazy. Now, eBay comes with a warning. Always look at the vendor feedback. You can't please all the people all the time, but you should be pleasing about 98% of the people. That's my personal cutoff. With that being said, let's get into today's roundup. So these watches are in no particular order, but as always, I'll start with number 5, my choice. If I could only buy one of these, it would be this one. Indeed, there's one of these on its way to me from Moscow as I speak. It is, of course, the legendary Vostok Amfibia dive watch. So I don't have time here to go into the history and heritage of the Amfibia. There's a really nice Wikipedia page there. Suffice to say, you're getting a lot of provenance for a dive watch for only $50. This one developed in the USSR in the 1960s. Now, no less than 2,000 Vostok Amphibias in the price range of $45 to $50 on eBay. A variety of different styles and finishes. The one I've got on the way from Russia currently is this one, the so-called Scuba Dude. Quite easy to see why. There's the little picture of the diver on the dial. These Scuba Dudes have derivation 710 and then 3 more digits. That's how you know it's a Scuba Dude. Now, I picked this model exactly in black. Fully featured dive watch, 200 meters water resistance, unique in this watch because it actually gets more water resistance with the more pressure applied on the case. Quite incredible. It's a chromed brass bezel, bi-directional bezel though, I'm not quite sure what's going on there, and a crown. Again, the crown's not permanently attached to the crown pin, meaning if you give it a good whack, you're not going to damage the watch. Lume on the hands, date complication, fully automatic movement. You even get a stainless steel bracelet, though I hear this bracelet takes most of the hairs from your arm when you wear it. I'll be popping mine on a shark mesh strap. They look great on combat style NATOs as well. Cushion case, very much in keeping with the 70s, 60s aesthetic, this one. You even get a nice little watch. $53 US or nearest offer for a fully featured dive watch. Quite incredible, especially one as quirky as this. And now for something completely different at number 4. Have you ever fancied a Swiss watch with a mallard duck on the dial and cutlery for hands? You have? Well, this is your lucky day. Well, they say a picture speaks 1,000 words, so I'm just going to let you look at this one for a minute. Yes. And if that's not your bag, how's about a French bulldog and a smoking jacket? Or perhaps a cat doing a Ziggy Stardust. You get the idea. There's plenty of thoroughly crazy Swatch designs at or around this price point. I found 1,000 Swatch watches, but they're really actually very nice little timepieces. Swiss made, obviously, plastic, very light for all day wear, 42 millimeters diameter though, so a decent size for a gentleman, and you get pretty good service from the Swatch group. There's a lot of Swatch stores on the high streets. They replace the batteries on these things for you for the duration of the lifetime of the watch, free of charge. I've also seen their salespeople in there polishing away furiously with Polywatch. Those plastic screens on them do tend to scratch up quite often though. Also not particularly great watches if you're a little bit sweaty or you live in a hot country. Those plastic straps don't tend to do well in hot weather. But hey, if you don't take life too seriously, you don't take yourself too seriously, a great watch for not a lot of money. Now at number 3 we've got a Casio. Now I know, this was supposed to be a crazy list. Casios are normally very sensible, but you wait until you see this one. Check out this bad boy, the Casio Dbc 611G. Now I'm a big fan of Casio watches. I love their digital specimens. I've got a whole box full of the things. Also a big fan of their Databank and calculator models, and this one is the top of the range. Packed full of features. Not only do we have a calculator, 25 entry data bank, multilingual. I think this thing speaks about 13 different languages, which is far more than I do. Dual time zones. We've got a timer, multiple alarms, stopwatch, etc, etc. But the chances are, let's be brutally honest here, you're buying this one for the aesthetics. You're not really going to use any of those features if you have a mobile phone in your pocket. This one for the Sheldon Coopers and the Cosmo Kramers of the world who like to wear their nerd literally on their sleeves. Big watch, but not a lot of weight due to its plastic construction, and you can see there a nice curvature to the case. They do sit rather well even on slightly smaller wrists. 30 meters water resistance, so good for doing the dishes, but not much more than that. But cracking watches, a lot of appeal. I'm not saying they look expensive, but certainly not something you'll see everybody wearing. Bit of a statement timepiece. Yours for $52.53. Now at number 2, we're back in the USSR with a one-hander from Belarusian company Luch. Another very unusual timepiece here for you. This one is from Belarus, the one-hand mechanical wristwatch by Luch. Again, no shortage of these ones here vying for your $50. Variety of different case finishes, dial colours. They're even available on a NATO strap if that's your preference. Not the easiest watches to read if we're being honest. I'd probably be going for one of the white dials as a consequence. I picked this one. I think the Cyrillic text also adds to that exotica, the eccentricity of buying a Belarusian watch. 15 jewel mechanical hand winding movement, this one, so another nice little touch. Not sure about that faux croc leather strap there, but never mind. 36mm diameter, so not the biggest watch on your wrist. 20mm lug width though, so you can swap it out for other straps you may have in your collection. 7.5mm thick, so they managed to squeeze a little mechanical movement into a case that's not particularly thick. Not a bad looking watch, I think, and as I said, something very different, unusual for your $50. And finally at number 1, a watch from the world's 5th biggest watch manufacturer, Indian company Titan. Bored of Swiss timepieces, jaded by Japanese watches, perhaps you should try a Titan. There are 1.3 billion Indians in the world. They need to tell the time somehow. Many of them choose Titan watches. They manufacture under a variety of different brand names, as you can see there as well. I've chosen this one. This is simply called the Titan Men's Neo Quartz, yours for $53.66. The dressiest example of the watches we're featuring today. Nice gold, bronze coloured sunburst dial there. You got a little bit of lume on the hour and the minute marker for extra practicality. You even get a date complication there at the 3 o'clock and 50 meters water resistance. Now it's a full-size watch, 42 millimeters in diameter and 22 millimeters on the lug width there, so a decent amount of wrist presence. Let's face it, you're going to be taking a punt if you buy an Indian watch, but you won't see too many of these around, I'm sure of that. You even get a nice little gift box for your money. So there you have it, plenty of wild and wacky watches out there for $50. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.